Hey everyone, I haven't made a video in a long time. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks now, and the reason of doing so was because I took a break from the game. I haven't been on as much, and there's many reasons why I took a break from the game, but one of the main reasons was because I did not like where the game was heading, and I felt the game became boring. Uh, it's been boring for quite some time now, and I've been waiting for Gameloft to make improvements and changes for the whole community, and I've made several videos in the past to try to make that happen, but they just don't listen. So today in this video I'm going to talk about the new update that just came out today. I'm going to talk about really everything going on with the game. So first off, if you look at this picture, this is one of the Gameloft's promotion that they do often lately, because ever since they ran it the first time they had much success with it. So as you guys know, the current state of the game, it's really dead. You know, it sucks. People still play, yeah, but it's lost a lot of players. And when you lose a lot of players, you lose a lot of money. Now, the one thing with Gameloft that a lot of people don't understand is they only care about money. They really could give two shits about the players. Like, if you go on their Facebook post and you see the comments that people are posting daily on their Facebook post, like, people are like speaking from their heart. They're telling the people, the developers and the game team, like, hey, please listen to us. We want this, we want this. They're not just demanding, but it's like they're giving their opinion, they're giving their insight. Like, people that really care about the game, you know, they want the game to be better and they're trying to help the people out. But the people just don't listen. Like, the person that runs the Gameloft Order and Chaos Facebook, I don't know if it's one person or a whole team, but if you go on that Facebook their page and you look at the comments, they only reply. The game team only replies to certain people when the comments are positive. They never reply to the people that have concerns or issues. If someone says, "Hey, I submitted a ticket," blah blah blah, that's like the only time they'll reply and say, "Oh, okay, here, let us check that out for you. We'll tell our customer care team." That's about the only real response you'll ever get from that team. And it's pretty sad because this is a multi-million-dollar professional company. This is a gaming company, and they act like they're not. You know, like they don't really truly act like they're a professional gaming company. I've made posts on that Facebook post on their Facebook page many times, a long post too, like in detail, but they just don't care. And so, like I said, in this picture, they want you to. They're giving these packs 70% off. Okay, now the price is 70% off, so you would assume that these packs are going to be pretty cheap if they're 70% off. Now let's take a look at this picture. On the top left of the screen, you'll see the Cornicus, whatever pack it is. It's 49 runes, and the original price is 164. No one would buy that pack for 164. When they say it's 70% off, it's really not. That's like the original price, because they would never put that in there for 164 runes, because they know that nobody would buy it. They just say that and they just call it a promo just so you can spend your money on it. Now, I've bought packs like these in the past. I usually make a video on every new pack that comes out, every new promotional things. I buy a bunch to show you guys if it's worth getting it or not, and then I give my insight on it. These packs are not worth it. Now, because the game is losing money and they're losing players, they're putting out more and more pay-to-win stuff to try to get the revenue up. And because they know not a lot of players have vanities, so nowadays we do. Before the whole royal shop came in place, and like, people need certain royal levels to get certain vanities, and this pack allows you to get almost any vanity available besides the event vanities, and you can get it all from this pack. Now, the drop rate for this pack, like the drop rate for the good vanities and the things that you want, including buffs and like certain packs have outfits and whatnot, it's very, very low. So one pack costs 50 runes, and you know, if you buy a bunch, there goes like a whole rune pack. That's like $50. Like, if you're in America, that's $50. If you're Europe, you know, 50 euros. And that's a lot of money. So if you look at this picture, they have new materials. This unstable thing, that the little white box thing, for 45 runes. And if you look at the things next to it, those are SFL materials. Like, those are things you need to. Before there were a Nick shop, these are items that you were supposed to farm in SFL when Tier 5 was out. for your gear, for your accessories. You used to I had to personally farm a shit ton just to get all my materials for my accessories and gear, and now you can just straight up buy it. And that's just sad because this game has become so pay to win. Like, they make everything so easy. There's no competition. There's nothing left for players to do, really. The only thing they have is to make, they'll come out with something and people will farm it, and eventually it'll always end up in Nick's shop. Always. That's how it works. If you look at this picture, there's new materials, and I'm sure because of the new dungeon that's out, it has new T6 accessories. You're gonna have to need some of these materials for that. Now there's new crafting. It was 700 like a few months ago. Now it's 800. They released tier 5 and tier 6 at a very short time. They're supposed to release one tier every year, and they released tier 5 and tier 6 within a few months. And now the drop rate for that tier 6 is insane. I know people that have farmed hundreds of DSL runs, DDL, RTL, all these new dungeons that drop T6, and the drop rate just sucks for them, and then they waste all their tabs. And they just really, it's just very hard to get tier 6 nowadays for a lot of people. And when they tell Gameloft and they write to Gameloft and say, hey, can you please increase the drop rate, because it's been months now, tier 6 has been around for months and the drop rate still sucks. Just like admins, it's been out for years. I know people that have pendants for over a year and a half, and they haven't got a single admin. That's ridiculous for a game that you play for a year and a half and you still don't get the weapon that you need. You need 10 admins, and the drop rate for that it's atrocious. It's ridiculous. Take a look at this picture. This is an Order in Chaos 2 weapons. I don't play the game, but this is a weapon. These are weapons that are in Order in Chaos 2 in a new update. And in this update for S4 that's about to come up, these are the weapons that are going to be for the S4 Order in Chaos 1 weapons. And if you look at the difference, there really is none. It's just colors. That's it. They're not creative at all. You would think that, months of developing, they release an update every few months, and you would think that, okay, they're going to come out with something good. After hearing all these players' concerns and all this stuff, you would assume that they would do something that would make a lot of people happy, but that's not the case. They really are very lazy with this stuff, and the lack of creativity is ridiculous for an MMORPG game that's supposedly #1 in the world right now for App Store and Android. If you look at this picture, this is a weekly tournament that happened a few weeks back. And the #2 is called Intuvia Sales, my friend. He went for a weekly tournament and he was winning. And within 5 minutes remaining, some Chinese hacker comes online and wins the tournament. Now, he wins by hacking because this tournament required you to use points on another character just to get points for yourself and accumulate points for yourself. And I've been playing the game for a long time. I know when I see a hacker, and I know, when people are cheating to get advantages over others. And when my friend reported this to Gameloft, they said, "Oh, sorry, we have no record of so and so winning or so and so cheating to win this, and we can't help you." That's thousands of runes that he spent trying to win this weekly, and they say they have no records of him cheating, even though he did. And that's not the only time. I've had many people tell me, and I've seen many people get items from Gameloft by emailing them and saying, hey, I had this in my bag, but now it's gone. They purposely delete it, or they lie, and they tell Gameloft, hey, give me this, and they're like, oh yeah, according to our records, yeah, you had this, take it. And if they refuse, all you do is you threaten Gameloft and say, you know what, if I don't get my money back, or if I don't get this item, I'm going to sue. And then they immediately send you something in the mail that you need. It's really a corrupt company. They you can literally get anything that you want just by threatening to sue them. If you say, oh, I'm gonna get a lawyer, blah blah blah, or I want a refund of all my money back. If it has anything to do with money, these people, they'll go berserk just for that. They'll do anything, and it's ridiculous. If you look at this event, as like I said, they're losing money, they're losing players, so now they're putting all these events that. The first place, if you see those vanities, That vanity, I remember when that vanity first came out, a lot of people went for that weekly. It was a weekly first, and they would never release these vanities for these events, for lottery and for rerolls, if they weren't losing money. They would never do this. The only reroll event that they came out with was for admins, and that's for second place. And that was the only way that players were able to get admins, really, but they still had to spend a lot of runes just for the rerolls and stuff like that. If you look at just what's been going on overall, like the thing with Gameloft is that if it's not about money, they don't care. They don't care about anything. Like, look at the chat system. The chat system has been fucked up for months. Like, players have been reporting so many times to like get a better chat system. We can't see all the chats at once. I remember when I made a video a long time ago, I told the players watching, I said, you know, you guys, I need you to send a report to Gameloft, write a customer care ticket, and they all did it. And then Gameloft made a post on Facebook like, hey, we got a bunch of complaints, you know, we see that you guys want a new chat system. Why don't you tell us a little bit more? That's what they said. And they only made that post just to address like, hey, we understand that we got your concerns, but we're not gonna do shit about it. That's basically what they said. Because from when I made that video, it's been 2 or 3 updates since that time, and there still hasn't been a better chat system. And that's ridiculous. It's been 2 or 3 updates since then that all the issues that I presented in that video in the past, they have still not been fixed. And those aren't just like my issues. They're not like these aren't my concerns. These are like hundreds and thousands of players that have all these similar concerns that they addressed to me, and then I presented in the video, and Gameloft still has done nothing about it. If you take a look at this video, you'll see this is a spot in Eternal Frostland. This is where the ghost line spawns. Like, these were the good old days where people used to fight and kill each other here just for a mount. You know, it was so competitive. It was so, you know, people every week there would be a new location where the epic mount spawned, and people would go out there in the open world and they would try getting it. Now, with the whole new royal system, you just open the royal system tab and you can just buy whatever you want. Like, that's how sad that is. Like, you can't, there used to be competition. Like I said, there used to be fun. Like, people were going crazy for these mounts to get achievement, to get the ghost line achievements, to get certain, you know, now you can look at this. For example, you can get vanities just by clicking a tab, by getting a certain royal level and getting a tab. You can buy all these gears and sets that you're supposed to get for your shirts, FCL shirt, MZL shirt, VTL, etc. You can get pets that you're supposed to get for Agatha achievement. People used to spend months and hours and like weeks. They used to farm all day just to get these stuff. And now you can just buy it with one click. And like, that's the direction that Order and Chaos is going. Everything is becoming too easy. They're releasing dungeons with one boss that's super easy to kill. Like, that's not how dungeons work. You're supposed to have they don't even make anything hard anymore. The only thing I was impressed with was when they released RTL. When they first released RTL, I was like, wow, finally something challenging, something fun, something exciting. And then now they made everything else easy. You know, and like, for example, DSL and this new dungeon that came out in this update today. It's just, I'm making this video because it's not like just me ranting about it, but it's like the truth. Like, I've been playing this game for 5 years, and this company really gives 2 shits about the players. They don't care. They only want money. And that's why I'm making this video, to show you guys, is that when you stop giving them your money, that's when they truly listen. If you were to write a complaint to Gameloft and say, you guys really do not fix our players, you don't hear our voices, you don't listen to us, you don't do anything that we need you to do to make this game more fun and make this game more alive and playable for everyone else, and also because the game is super pay to win right now, if you guys write a complaint like that and say, I'm not gonna spend any money, and you actually, you know, when a rune sale comes around, like a rune sale comes every month, so if you were to just not buy runes for just 1 month, you like watch Gameloft completely turn around for this game. Because yes, they need money to run the game, but the way they're going about that is very wrong. They're just trying to drain the players of all their money, and they're not giving much in return. They're giving all these new packs in Nick Shop. Hey, buy this, 70% off, 80% off. They cost like 40, 50 runes. Their drop rates suck. You can get vanities by re-rolling and spamming lotto event. They're having constant lotto events and re-roll events. all this pay to win stuff, and it's like, why do it? You know, the game is freaking dead. The game sucks right now. And the only way that anything's ever gonna change is if you stop giving them your money, because all they care about is money. So I'm encouraging all of you for just 1 month, because RuneSale's about to come within a few weeks from when this video is posted, or it'll come at the end of the month. But if you just stop buying runes and show Gameloft that you're really serious about like this fucking game, like if you show them, there's one thing to just write a complaint and say, hey, you didn't fix my problem, or I want this and that. But if you show them, like, alright, fine, if you're not gonna fix my problem, then I'm not gonna spend my money on this. When the money stops, that's when Gameloft freaks out. That's when they take shit seriously. That's when they actually do something about it. So I'm encouraging you guys to not spend that much money on this game. It's really not worth it. That's coming from a player who's Royal 15. I spent so much money on this game, it's ridiculous. And at the time, yeah, it was fun. At the time, it was worth it. Now, I hardly log, I hardly play because it's so different. The game has completely gone in the wrong direction. And that's why I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Also, another thing, this new S3.5 gear that came out, do not buy it and do not even gem it. Like, that's just a prime example of another tactic that Gameloft puts out. They tell you that the new S4 season is coming up, right? So you get all excited. They want players to come back and play. That's fine. But when they release S3.5, if you go to the vendor and you see how it looks, not only is it ugly as hell, but it's the same exact thing that you can get, which were the tier 4.5 blues. They're the same exact thing. Like it's the kind of gear that you would get when they released a level 75 cap, and you had to do quests from level 70 to 75. That green gear that you would get, it looks basically just like that. Like how can a new PvP season gear look the same exact as like a questline gear? And it's all they do is change the color. Like they're not even creative about it. The names, like it's the stats, like it's resilience itself is broken. PvP right now is broken. The resilience is messed up. Like even you have to gem full level 4s or 5 to even live a little bit in arena, and it's really ridiculous. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you understand, like I said, I've been playing this game for a long time. I have a lot of you watching and listening to me every time I make a video, and I felt like it was only right for me as an Ordering Chaos YouTuber and as like a veteran player to kind of give you my insight on these things. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and please, please, please do not give them your money until they make a difference, because your money just going down the drain, they're not going to do anything, and the only way to really make a difference is to open their eyes. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please let me know. If you want me to do another video in the future, try to get people to, let's all work together to try to make a difference. We can, like in the past, I made a video where I had everyone write a complaint and submit it to Gameloft, and like I said, they made a Facebook post the next day. So if you guys want me to do something like that again, please let me know, and I hope you have a good one. See you soon.